What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So if you missed the last episode, we removed the bed from the truck, and we're now basically ready to start tearing apart the OBS, the whole back side of it. And that's what we're gonna try and accomplish today. Remove the rear axle, remove the leaf springs, get these hangers removed, as well as the drive shaft. So if we get at least that done, I'll be pretty happy. And well, there's really nothing much to do other than jump right into it. So let's go. So I already started doing a few things with the truck off camera just because they weren't really all that fun. And I'll probably be doing stuff like that throughout the build because there's a lot of things that really, you know, they're not necessary to show and it's gonna take up time. But anyways, I did remove the air springs, the helper springs, the airbags. That's what I was trying to say. I removed the airbags. I jacked up the truck. Now, my jacks weren't high enough to get this thing completely off the ground, at least not as much as I wanted it to. And that's basically because the truck, once it's off the ground, I'm gonna have to jack it up even higher than where it's at, just because I'm anticipating that this thing's gonna be lifted a little bit. So I gotta, you know, accommodate for that. And these are big 12-ton jack stands, and they still weren't kind of high enough. So I ended up making a little base for them just to give me, you know, about 6 more inches. And that should be more than enough. So we're gonna start off by removing our drive shaft, and should be fairly simple. All it is 4 Torx bolts in the back. Okay, we got that out. It gave me a little bit more trouble than I thought it was, but that ended up being my fault, and I'll show you why. So on this bolt, I didn't really quite get the angle that I needed to on it, and instead of spinning around the drive shaft to get a better angle, I kind of just went for it and I stripped it. And it gave me a little bit of a fight until I took a bigger bit and basically just hammered it onto the head, and that got it pretty good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the actual leaf springs, well, the actual axle from the leaf springs, so that we can roll this thing out of here. Well, probably before doing that, I gotta undo some brake hoses. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll remove the axle. Okay guys, we are ready to take the axles off. I undid our e-brake system, our actual brakes. I took off the speed sensor off of this thing, and now the only things we have left to do is undo the shocks and the 4 nuts on each side holding our U-bolts in place. So I'm gonna go ahead, take care of that, and we'll get this axle out of here. And I'm excited. Okay guys, and just like that, we got the axle out of here. So as you can see, we've got our axle, we've got our truck. And now all we have left to do is remove our leaf springs again, like I said, and our hangers. And at that point, we'll be ready to throw the new axles underneath this thing. Now, in theory, this is as far as some of you might want to go, because like I've said before, you can't throw your new axles under here without having to take out these, you know, leaf springs. You can reuse your old leaf springs if you like. But the problem with that is that you're gonna have a pretty good ride up front, and you're still gonna have really crappy ride out back. So, you know, might as well do, you know, both sides, which is what I'm doing. Removing the leaf springs is actually really easy. All you have is a 21 mil bolt in the back that you gotta take out, and a 24 mil in the front. Take those two out. They might give you a little bit of trouble trying to, you know, pull them out. Just wiggle your way out of it, and they'll come out. Now be careful, they are heavy, so be ready for it. You can have a jack underneath them trying to support the weight. You know, whatever you gotta do, but they are a little bit heavy, so just be ready for that. Okay guys, so we finally have those damn hangers out. It was a little bit of a pain, but rivets always are. But as you saw, we have them out. Here's one of them, the passenger side. So these were a little bit easier than the Super Duty ones. I don't know why, they just were. And I also, I don't know if you can tell, but I gave the whole back half of the frame a good cleaning with the wire wheel. Now all I gotta do is come back and degrease it, and it should be ready for paint. And after the paint is done, we're gonna go ahead and throw the leaf springs, get our measurement for the front hangers so we can drill the new holes. Now I think that it's actually gonna not line up with that back hole, and then we're gonna have to do these 5 other holes. But I'm still not 100% sure, so we'll see about that. But anyways, like I said, I'm gonna finish prepping this thing for paint, and we'll pick up from there. Okay guys, so we got this thing done, and it turned out even better than I could have expected. Let me show you. So as you can see, I mean, it's not perfectly smooth, but that's just because I didn't like perfectly grind this down. But the finish is awesome, and it's nice and like flat, matte, like I wanted it to. I just think it looks great. We still have to get some things down here, like our skid plates and all that. And obviously, once we get the axle underneath it, we'll get this part with where the jack was at. And then once we do the front, we'll take care of the other half of the frame. But other than that, I think this thing turned out great. I'm super happy with it. But that's basically gonna be it for this video. Again, check out the rest of the playlist for the 05 swap and my other videos. Again, if you liked it, leave a like, leave any comments with any questions you might have, and go ahead and subscribe down there.